Hi, I'm Denise. I'm an artist. I live in Sydney, Australia, and this video is chatting about The Artist's Date. You know, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, but this time I'm focusing on the artist's date and have some thoughts to share. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Bye. I want to talk about artist dates. I'm a really big fan of Julia Cameron's work, The Artist's Way, and I have a number of her books, and recently I just got back out of the library shelf, my library, Finding Water, The Art of Perseverance, and it's another 12-week course, and I haven't done great at keeping up with these, taking myself for 12 weeks in a row through something. But reading the introduction, she is reiterating just how important the morning pages, walks, and artist dates are. And I wanted to share my thoughts on the artist date and why I hardly ever go on them. And so reading again how important Julia believes they are, it's had me revisit and rethink about it. So I want to share with you some passages from the chapter where she's talking about the basics, about artist dates. I just want to read a few bits and pieces and then share my thoughts around it. So she says, in seeking to nurture our creativity, we too need adventures that can be counted on. I call them artist dates. As the name suggests, we are out to romance or woo our artist. We do so by taking a weekly solo exhibition to do something that is just plain fun. As with any date, the planning is part of the adventure. The anticipation is a large part of what makes it special. All week long, we can look forward to our romantic rendezvous. And the intuition that we are connected to a power greater than ourselves is one of the first fruits of artist dates. There is a sense of wonder that enters our lives the moment we slow down enough to give it access. We do not need to be admiring the natural world to feel our own spiritual nature coming awake. What else? There's another bits and pieces. Artist dates fill us with exuberance. We see that we are not caught by the narrow confines of life as we have known it. No, the possibilities are endless. Artist dates bring us optimism. They awaken in us a sense of potential, our own and our world's. Life is an adventure, not an ordeal, we start to intuit. Artist dates bring us a sense of enchantment. There is a magic afoot and we encounter it more easily. On an artist date, we set our inner dial to receive. And what we receive is often guidance and heightened sense of well-being. We feel that we are in harmony and there is a harmonic higher than our own that partners us at all turns. An artist date is an adventure, a lark, a flyer into the unknown. It asks you to have fun and to pre-plan that fun. Artist dates connect us to a larger and more fascinating world than our normal beaten path. They remind us that we have many choices and that we make those choices daily. It is hard when practicing artist dates to feel convincingly trapped in a life we don't like. Okay, what else? It is often on an artist date that a recovering artist learns to hear and trust hunches. Hunches are often the way that the universe leads us, and we need to be willing to follow such leadings a step at a time. Artist dates are like yeast. It only takes a smidgen to create a large chain reaction. Okay, so I have been doing morning pages as per Julia Cameron since about 2002, and I've developed a way that works better for me now. Her idea of 3 pages of longhand, 3 big pages, doesn't work for me. It's too long. it takes a while for me to do my pages usually, so I now use a smaller A5 size book, lined book. Spiral bound I really prefer, because you can push them, hold them in a small, you can hold them on your lap anywhere you are. So those, I realized the importance, and I have noticed and felt the benefits of journaling for 22 odd years. And so I really wholeheartedly agree that a journaling practice, I would say, keeps me sane. And walking, obviously walking makes sense, love it. But the artist date, weekly, taking myself somewhere, is just never really landed. And so I've been revisiting that and asking myself why. And I wanted to talk about that. And I have a new idea that I'm wanting to try, and I'd be really interested if this makes sense to you, and even if you have suggestions that you can put in the comments below. What I realized was it's just too much to try and organize to go out every week and do something, because it feels like that takes up quite a bit of time. It's different if I've got an appointment somewhere and I might tack on 20 minutes to look at a shop nearby that I've been interested for a while, or something like that. Or of course, you might do the grand visit the big National Gallery trip and have lunch. But most often, those kind of things I would do on a weekend, and I would have Philip with me. And she's very adamant that the artist date needs to be on our own. And so I do understand and I can remember and recall times when I've taken myself on my own to something and just felt the deliciousness of taking myself out and having my own company and being excited about it. That is extremely intoxicating and delicious, and absolutely highly recommend it. But the pressure that I feel that to try and do that every week, it's never worked. In all of these 22 years, it's never worked for me to do that weekly. And so I thought, what I would find helpful is to give myself permission to create artist dates within my studio, as being one way that I can bring artist dates into my current reality. And so I started a list, and I don't know where I've put my journal just now, but what's come to mind is there are various activities that I put off, thinking I don't have time for that, I should make serious art, including even working in my journal. So that is, I thought that I need to start a list of the things that I would consider that would feel like an artist date for me, because I'd be doing something out of my normal, and I would be giving myself permission to do it, and it would be fulfilling this desire in me to do the artist date, if that makes sense, because I have absolutely seen the benefits of doing morning pages. So I don't dispute that Julia has a really good point. I think she's been doing this a very long time. There's real wisdom in it. But for me, I just don't get out. So, I want to make a list of activities and things in my studio that I have been waiting to try. It could be as simple as I want to try some new color palettes, or I want to play with the whole tray of gouache and the new ones that I've ordered and do a color chart for those. Now, I know that many artists you see on YouTube are already doing all of that as just part of their normal life. But for me, some of these activities are not easily part of my art life for whatever reason. They're somehow, and it's interesting because I've been revisiting internal family systems and that sort of parts work, those different parts of us. So I'm starting to sort of wonder about the different parts playing their roles within me. And so there is quite a, how could I put, a sort of dictatorial there's a part that hasn't got time for things that it perceives are wasting time and wants me to just get on with busy work and do, my job, it's trying to sort me out, getting things sorted. That's a long story, but I think you might understand what I mean. Sometimes it might come out as seeming like the critic. But what I'm loving about the idea of IFS, or internal family systems, is that you actually meet and befriend all of these parts. You don't banish them as being bad ego, bad critic, get in the cupboard, you don't have a voice, all of that. That never works anyway, because to me they just get louder if you try and shut them down. So all that to say, and so I even did it this morning. I let myself do a really angry page in my journal and just let rip and swearing and doing stuff on a page that would not be seen in polite company, right? But there's such a freedom in letting myself bring that to a page in my journal, because I felt like it. Like, there is a very, very angry teenager in me that, with good reason, I got really, really mad at that age of around, all childhood, really, observing my dad's parenting style and way of being, which caused me to have so much anger built up in my life. And, realizing just even now at 55, I've still got so much anger. And so that's okay. Letting it out on my page is an important part of my healing, really. And to me, sometimes I might consider that this is like an artist's date. I'm taking myself out of my normal routine, and I'm going to do this activity that is not seen as making proper art, or whatever like that. What else did I think of? Playing with the jelly plate. That makes a big, huge mess, but out of it you get some really interesting printed papers that then you can use in your art in different ways. So that will be on my list as well, to get the jelly plate out, because for some reason I don't make the time to do that. So that's what I think I'm getting at. All the little ideas that come to your mind that if I had time, I would try that. If I thought it was worthwhile, I would try that. Or I'm really curious about what those colors would look like together, but I don't know if I've got the time to figure that out. And if we make time in our week to do those activities, I wonder if they would actually start to have the similar feeling or benefit as an artist's date, especially if I'm framing it that way. And so, yeah, I wonder what you think. What do you think of that idea? Does that resonate with you? And what are some things that you're putting off? What have you been putting off, but you actually would like to give yourself permission to spend some time doing? If you'd like to share them, I think that would be lovely. It could really inspire all of us who get to read the comments. So yeah, do feel free to put your ideas below. I'd love to hear them. This is an example of my favourite notebook for morning pages. The spiral bound is great because it allows you to have it on your lap or on a bus or anywhere you want. Train. I think these ones are from Kmart. And even these ones come sometimes with a little pocket, which is nice for tucking little bits and pieces in. And as much as I don't do 3 large pages, I sometimes write so small that I do 2 lines of my writing in 1 line. So sometimes, like if I feel like I've got a lot to say, and I just get right in and do quite small writing, it allows me to get quite a lot down, and the notebook can last me a few months, maybe a couple months, not sure. So that's my morning pages. I just sort of check in with myself each morning for those, and when we moved house from our home of 27 years, I actually had a huge burning. I burned dozens of these because I just it gave me a chance for a new start. And sometimes you find when you're just doing stream of consciousness and talking about the things that you're upset about or worried about, the same themes can really continue over the years. So I didn't worry too much about in fact, I did go through and sort of took out a few things that I was wanting to keep. I often write quotes, or even you get like after you've talked your thoughts out, sometimes you can then get your wisdom voice, you know, your inner wise self has messages for you, or your higher self, your guides, whoever you like to tune into when you're writing. So those can be beautiful, but I also have the belief that if I need to know something, I will get it again. It will come back. So there's that. And how fun is this cover? Go where where you feel most alive. So yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions for me about the morning pages, if you'd like to hear more around that, please just let me know, because I've made videos over other times, and I even did a big huge video all about me and the artist's way, and then I looked back on it and it was far too quiet, my voice. So rather than take up a lot of time and redo that now, I wanted to talk about the artist's date this time. And yeah, what do you think about morning pages? Do you do them as well? Do you like the artist's way? Let me know in the comments. Okay, bye.